Highly pre-planned. The Druskish Enlightened Kingdom. Here we go. As I was saying, we just found a space shanty, and the effects of which has been a increase in speed across our empire. Of our ships are running more efficiently as all the crew are singing along. So this is our home system. Just in case you're new to the stream, you're new to the Space Sloths, there's home, our home of Twitch, orbiting the star of Prime. Yes, yes. And our particular species, we're on a tropical world, we are sloths. Once we discovered, well, actually, before we discovered spaceflight, 100 years ago, this is just the story of our people, a mysterious event occurred. A neighboring planet within our star system inexplicably exploded. You can see the remnants here. I'm trying to use Mechabellum camera controls. They are not the same. And so the people were divided on whether this was a freak accident or whether it was some outside force trying to destroy us. And so we basically had our people divided. They split. About a third of them actually were so mad we couldn't get along. They actually moved and colonized our sister planet here, Den. And they've since terraformed it, but they're basically our preppers. They prefer to be ready to defend themselves against anyone who might come and try to invade. And yet we are welcoming the galaxy with open arms. We are friendly sloths. We want to know everyone that's out there and love them. And so they don't like it whenever we meet new people and do the things, but they're just gonna have to get over it. Since then, we've had a lot of developments. We now have Prime over here. And this is actually a new planet that was sent here from a very nice species that we met who had mastered wormhole technology. And rather than me trying to take, not that we would, they were worried we might take their Gaia paradise planet worlds. They said, here, why don't you have one? And they sent it to us through a wormhole. So we have a whole nother planet in our home system. And here's the map. We are this lovely green. We have what works out to be two principal neighbors, because our gray blob to the south, these are like, what are they, like ticks? Aphids. They are a hive mind, collective consciousness. They like us. They actually want to keep us around. They're protective of us. I guess I could use the singular, it, because it's a hive mind. It is protective of us. It has also made a neighbor to the north of us, the Raxicodum multitude, another hive mind, made these into their vassal. So they are a vassal under the other. So these two are working together. They're friendly, they like us, but that is kind of dropping. I should keep an eye on that. So those two like us. Then we have the purple blob, and what happened here is this started off as a federation. They share colors with the federation. This group, the Holy Principality here, they did not like us. They actually were a little upset. It was something to do, I don't know for sure, but it was something to do with this old star system that they used to have here, and there might have been a fleet on a collision course that we didn't do anything to stop, blew up the starbase, and now, lo and behold, it's our system. They didn't like us after that. I don't know why. So they were getting ready to declare war, but Purple declared war on them first. They have since absorbed them into their federation, and so now, whether they like it or not, they are our friends because Purple loves us. So they all love us. It was some kind of accident, exactly. Those were some of the major things. Since then, we've had lots of developments on the political front galaxy-wide. We now have a space UN. There is a proposal on the Senate floor right now to form a galactic market. The Combine of Stellaris had proposed it. Everyone's in favor, including ourselves. This is us with the slightly darker yellow, the orange. And so with the galactic market, we'll all be able to purchase resources cheaper. It won't really affect us that much, but later on in the game it might. What's the deal with the uninhabited black hole system in the middle of my neighbor? This one here. It's unknown. I can't tell you. I don't know. Or maybe this one. That one's unknown. Could it be that they're not safe? Our black hole over here seems perfectly safe. I don't know. So one of the things we've been doing as we've been exploring the galaxy is we've been taking our time, kind of enjoying the. Surely not exactly. We've been events that might pop up, different things. We've been trying to take our time and role play it a little. Speaking of things that are not safe, we have found a Tyanki matriarch. This is the queen of the space whales. Sadly, this is also the bane of not Gurner. No, this is the bane of Gurner. Gurner, our scientist, discovered the queen of the space whales and gave their life for it. It's basically Moby Dick, is what this is. So if you're familiar at all with the classic work. And there's 3 planets in there. We really want to get there, but it doesn't really seem friendly, so we're not really risking that yet. If you see these flashy stars, the blinkies, it's because our people have given us a mission for a alien specimen procurement. The Museum of Exobiology on Twitch has asked for help in the collection of several rare alien life forms that have been identified on various worlds. So we're going to have something for our scientists to go do to find the elusive tar black and several of these others. And these are their home worlds. So we're going to go and find them, and they belong in a museum. So meanwhile, Cider, this planet here it is. Cider Prime. They are missing some housing, it looks like, but partially that's because of this planetary devastation that happened. Probably because the planet has a subterranean civilization on it, and they were causing earthquakes. And we're trying to be friendly, but they keep breaking our stuff. So tensions are high, relations are strained with the subterranean civilization. Oh, okay. We do need to build here. Yeah, there's a dust desert. We can harvest some motes here, so we need to make sure we have that working. And it looks as though we already have, yes, we have Cardella and Elias both working on gathering some of those specimens. So the Insidious Sirion and the Mighty Targasoid should be safely in our museum soon. Meanwhile, Baby Drewski is checking out this archaeological site. Where are you? Oh, this one. There was a ruined world here. This is, we've colonized it, but this system, Ilix Prime, used to be a planet with a city spanning, a citywide planet. And, like Coruscant, if you're familiar with Star Wars lore. And, it has since fallen into ruin. Baby Drewski has been on the case, trying to figure out what's been going on. And since then, we have learned that there was a burst of activity that quickly became clear. Ilix Prime was once the capital of a machine empire known as the Omni Codex. Named for their driving purpose, the Omni were a hybrid of robots and cyborgs that had attempted to assimilate samples of biological life in the galaxy. Basically, everyone else didn't quite approve, and so they've since been removed. So we're checking that out. Sea shanty. It's not a sea shanty, it's a space shanty. And we do have that now. We have the harmonious crew modifier. The crew is in harmony as they sing their space shanties in the stars. All right. I think everyone's brought up to speed. We're going to start the clock. We need to get a few more consumer goods. It's not an emergency. Oh. Apparently we sent our fleet. To engage a mining drone outpost. That's right. They had been expanding out here. We didn't want them to expand into our territory. Around the Pulsar star. Very good. Wow, they've got the longest path home possible. Oh, that's right. And we still have a invasion of this hive bugs in these asteroids that we need to deal with. I think our fleet can do that next. Some of the other empires out there are forming research agreements.
Construction complete.
Oh, we have some relics. So we have the Blade of the Huntress. Some of you might recall us digging that thing up. You can spend Unity to, which is the teal spiral resource. If we activate it, it will give our ships extra sublight speed. It's more for when you're in combat. We're not too worried about that. But we've also been trying to gather this relic fragment. This is the cryostasis capsule. We found like the chosen one in a capsule somewhere, and we're trying to unlock it or fix it or something. And so we found one of 4 relics. Also, let's see here, situation log. We've been trying to track down the precursor, the Erasians. They used to live in our neighborhood of the galaxy some thousands of years ago, and we've got 3 of 6 clues. It looks as though, if we wanted, we could use the relics that we've been finding, the minor relics, to discover an insight and a clue into the precursors. But it would only be one of the 3 that we're missing, and that would be the majority of our remaining artifacts. So we might just wait until we happen to find another one. Got a colony ship heading out there. A new contact. We received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that called themselves the Mishran Annihilators. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on the communications of another empire we are in contact with. Interesting. Here they are. These are fanatical purifiers. They are fanatic xenophobes. They're spiritualists. They want to wipe out every sentient race from the galaxy. There will be no negotiations. Yeah, I bet these guys are nice. Quake in fear, alien scum, for your doom approaches. The Mishran Annihilators will cleanse this galaxy of every misbegotten xeno-civilization that pollutes it with their presence. Twitch shall burn! Don't ban me, Twitch. Don't demonetize. Don't do all the things. It's on the screen. So we've got we can try to be friendly, praise the divine for this meeting, or we can say that they're blasphemers. I think what we'll just do is kind of stay cautious. The spirits do not look favorably on this meeting, Mishars. Even though we love aliens, we're not fools. So here we are. Our government, we are spiritual, we are pacifist, and we're xenophiles. We like aliens. We want to avoid combat, and we do think that there's more out there than just the next greatest laser and science thing that we can come up with. But we might not always be able to be at peace. So, for example, the Holy Legenchu's Empire just demanded that we become their vassal. Where are they? Who are they? Okay, it's one of the purples. In fact, it looks to be the smallest of the purples. They say that we are too weak to survive on their own in this hostile galaxy. Submit and become our subject, or prepare for war. Now we could, I think they did demand this before, and we actually ignored it because to declare war, they would need the vote of everybody, and the rest of them like us. In fact, I think these guys technically like us. They're friendly. We have excellent relations. The problem is, they want to protect us. Now, you actually can become a vassal, and it's actually a good thing, because potentially you can negotiate agreements to where they subsidize your economy and maybe your technology. There's different things like that. You can actually benefit. This is not the end of the game. But what we're thinking is not to be a subject, but instead to be a partner in the Federation. And if it wasn't for the fact that this Federation and the hive minds were at war, we probably would have already joined the Federation. But because they're at war, we are the connection between these two hive minds. We would be the battlefield. And so we'd rather stay neutral for the moment, till one side or the other decides it.
Construction complete.
That's right. We have the Kareems here. They don't like us very much. We've actually improved relations. They found out that we were trying to guide their civilization. We still can't quite give them technology and different things to guide them the way we want. But they'll be okay. These other guys want to give a commercial pact. This, as if you remember, this would get both of us energy. That's basically gold, that's money. We'd get 20 a turn, they get 16. And that'd be, 10% more gold. But it comes at the cost. The cost would be this purple value, this influence. And influence is the hardest resource to gather in the game. And for only 20, it's not going to be worth it for us. This here is the home system of the... Oh, we just lost sight of it. Our ship's moved farther away. Home system of the mining drones. Oh, a battled fleet of small civilian vessels carrying Sandars, fleeing from the Mishran Annihilators. Those guys we just met, there they are. Their name is big, that means their territory is big. Fortunately, they're very far away. So, fleeing from the Annihilators have arrived in our space. After we supplied them with food and provided medical attention to their wounded, the refugees were allowed to settle on Prime. These ragged and frightened refugees are survivors from the extermination program being carried out by the Mishar authorities against their species. They only made it out thanks to efforts of a hastily organized underground railroad and a few sympathetic merchant skippers. They are welcome here. We get a little intel on them. They'll bring some information here with them. And we get a population
Special
of them.
project complete.
There's Prime. There you are. So yeah, we got one Sandar. Here you are. These guys. Meanwhile, the Cenarian is secured. Cenarians are large, burrowing creatures that live beneath the dunes of the vast equatorial deserts on Tyrol 4 Alpha. When these predators sense movements in the sands above, they immediately raise dozens of tall spikes from their backs, in the hopes of impaling something edible. Finding a suitable specimen proved difficult at first, until hundreds of tracked remote-controlled drones were dispatched across the desert in random directions. This led to the discovery and procurement of an unusually large specimen that had grown more than 100 spikes on its back. Well, excellent. We get the specimen, and we also get some science. I'm hoping that we'll get to see a little bit of the turf. Oh my. That just moved. That's these guys. Okay. They might own all of that.
Research complete.
Yes, you're right. It's like that is our exact opposite, isn't it? That is our nemesis. Okay, we found out the atmospheric orbital mechanics. This was a result of our studying our pre-FTL little buddies that don't appreciate it. Due to our vast experience operating observation post stations in orbit of pre-FTL worlds, we have discovered slight optimizations. By implementing them empire-wide, we can drastically reduce the maintenance of our stations required. Station upkeeps going down by 50%. That is actually kind of nice. We're spending 75 on stations. We're going to cut that in half. It's pretty good. Also, we get a little bit more towards an extra envoy, a bonus envoy, resources bonus. And we're gonna get this research station under operational. Extra science. We're definitely behind on the science front.
Construction complete.
and on the military front. About all that we have going for us is everyone loves us.
Special project complete.
The Targasoids. They're an extremely lethal predator that stalks the dense jungles of Shiat Prime at night, paralyzing its prey with electric shocks before sucking their brains out with its tube-like mouth. Unfortunately, 3 of the crew members from the Van Braun were lost to these creatures before a specimen could be secured. Museum of Exobiology on Twitch will rename one of its wings after the brave officers to honor their sacrifice. Well, excellent. Apparently, I'm very excited about this. Excellent. Which one's that one going to? I think we can swap. You go there. You there. Alright, so we'll have Elias take on all of those. Are you getting something from researching special projects? Yeah, Elias is.
Incoming transmission.
Okay, and they want to do a science agreement. It's just, I don't know if I want to spend the influence yet. And refugees. These annihilators, Sandar refugees. So we got 2 more Sandar refugees. Apparently, the Sandars are just getting absolutely wiped out. That looks like, yeah, these purple guys. There's not much left. They're still at war. They are 80% defeated versus taking out 34%. This is a rough estimate. Like, I could explain that if we were in a war with the other guys. So it's not even. I'm not even looking at the right guy actually. This is still our annihilators. These are the offensive guys. They've conquered every one of these things. Here's our guys that we're getting. Refugees are coming to us. Not much hope for them. I was planning on getting the moats, but I didn't realize we didn't have the technology for it yet. They caught a TV. I missed that. Found a fallen empire. Didn't want to do any spoilers here. Another refugees. Looks like those guys just they're just sweeping the galaxy over there. Yes, they're welcome. We're getting more intel on these guys, so our map of them is becoming more clear every time we get guys showing up from them. Contacts. That looks like no, we've not met any fallen empires. But everyone has overwhelming power compared to us. All going according to plan. Let's not forget, this is the hardest difficulty, and we are not doing what you're supposed to do on the hardest difficulty, which is conquering everybody in sight. We are trying to kill them with kindness. Trying to have friendship win the day.
Research complete.
Oh. Exciting moments. We've got our tradition going. I think we're gonna do the prosperity tradition. Just gets us more economy, which is great. It's the most boring tree, but it's actually, if not the best, one of the best. Just because everything gets better when you have better economy. Oh, good. More research is getting completed. Empire size effect, that'll help a little bit. When our empire gets too large, too unwieldy, we lose tech and tradition generation. Just a percentage. Okay, so Taproot Prime is a research or food planet. It's running out of housing, so we're going to just build... We've got... I think we're going to do more food. We're starting to get a lot of planets. If they all were to grow at the same time, we'd consume a lot of that food.
Complete.
Finish more research. That's from studying all the crystals and things. Make our own gas refineries. I think we just researched exotic gas. Did we have any exotic gas in our empire? There's one down here, this green little flame, looks like. One over here. Should go get that. So that's a new resource that we previously were not able to mine. There's one here too. Get that done though. This is what Gerner was talking about before. In this black hole, there's a mysterious gate called an L gate. Oh! More things are happening. Oh, this is the child, the chosen one. Always a remarkably precocious child. Exekides' 10th year marks the beginning of more advanced studies. Until now, our focus had been on encouraging this boundless curiosity and providing him with all the tools necessary to pursue his interests. In the coming years, he will be tutored by the best minds we have to offer. His potential to become a leader in the sciences more than justifies the investment. The question is, upon what foundation will his education proceed? Are we going to push him to embrace the unknown? This is the xenophile ethic. Impress upon him the value of life, the pacifist ethic, or guide his faith in the spiritualist ethic. I don't think I've ever actually seen this event. This is one of very few that I've never seen. All three are kind of equally weighted in our empire. We've been playing up the alien-loving side of things. You know, we've got the pacifist, we got the space UN, that sort of thing. One thing that seems to be kind of neglected, though, is our spiritualist side. We've not really been using that. We've not been building temples. We've not been trying to convert other people to our ways. But what is interesting, I've referred to this guy several times like the Chosen One. Perhaps we need to focus on that, because maybe that's an area that we need to be paying attention to. It also happens to be all of our leaders in our government here on the board here. Every one of them are spiritualists. This is kind of the thing we do. Every one of them are spiritualists. I'm leaning that way. I want to see what happens. We're going to guide his faith.
Research complete.
Good. Research complexes, some more science. We're going to hopefully catch up. Oh my. We have finished our archaeological site. This is a grand moment. The ruined world. Ilix Prime. The Omni Codex has been unearthed. This unique device contains the genetic sequence of every race that the Omni were able to sample, and can recreate them using only basic elements as raw materials. Unfortunately, it seems the Omni didn't have time to perfect it before their meeting their annihilation, so there is no means of selecting which of the many sampled races would be created in any given activation of this device. We found a new relic, and we got a whole bunch of minor relics. Well, let's check that out. There it is, the Omni Codex for the mere 3,000, 10 months worth of unity, and it gives us a gene modification point. We can spawn pops from an extinct species onto one of our planets. I think we're gonna have to. I think it's gonna be too exciting not to. I also think we need to discover these precursor insights. Yes, and genetic modification. Let's actually see if we found any yet. Species. So our main Druskite species now has one trait available, but we don't have the ability to tailor our genes yet. So for example, we could add a positive trait or we could take away a negative trait of the species. Of course, you're going to have like all the other people, the Sandars. We realize these guys have started migrating. There's our neighbor bird people and penguins. You know, we're going to have a whole lot by the time we're done. The one sub pop. That, I don't remember when it happened, but that is a pop that just took it upon themselves to become resilient. We have I think we have the technology for them to No, I don't. I genuinely don't know how we got them then, because there is a technology where pops can modify themselves. And I thought that that's what happened there. I don't think it did, though. It's possible it came from Den. Just because it's this whole resilient, like, we want to turtle up and not have... and defend ourselves here. Yeah, maybe Den. That's a possibility, but I don't remember the story event happening. That's prime. So we need to get to more archaeological sites. There we go. A trench world. The entire surface of Tile 2 Alpha is scarred by long, shallow canals. They cross and recross each other haphazardly, with no apparent logic on their layout. It is as yet uncertain as to if they are an unusual natural feature or something else. The surface expedition is required to try to ascertain more. We'll check that one out. Kind of a big trip to get over there. Oh no! No! That's so obnoxious! These guys are leapfrogging our stuff to go claim these things. No! Okay, our relic activation is available. We can spawn pops from an extinct species. We just click it, and then, like, I don't know if it's one or maybe a handful of pops that just outright appear. And at this point, we don't mind. Most of the games I play, I don't want to mess with other species because I've kind of hand-picked a species to do a certain thing, and I just want to, like, do the thing. These guys just... who knows what they are? They're just randomly generated. But it is more pops to fill up our planets. We just want to fill them. Okay. Contains detailed genetic data on thousands of sapient species that once inhabited the galaxies. Our geneticists could use the data to revive an extinct species on one of our planets. Once we have selected a planet, the geneticists will go through the Omnicodex and pick a species suitable to its climate. It is 3 pops. It's probably going to be prime because we're trying to fill that thing up. This is an amazing planet, and it's got max size 25. It's a Gaia world. Only 3 people on it right now. We also have Ilix, our relic world that we want to have, but that's not one of our options. This wants to be our science planet. And I don't know if any of the others are notable, so I think we're just gonna tell it to go to prime.
Construction complete.
It's gonna need houses. They weren't ready for that. Oh, the Sandarans are gone. Just gone. Look at them! Look at them! They're a quarter of the galaxy! We might need to be a federation. Maybe with purple, just to try to withstand the onslaught. Okay, the Annihilators have made peace with the Chimerian Coalition. Don't know who that one was. Ah, it's this yellow. Status quo, nothing changed.
Situation log updated.
Ah, de facto galactic trade, unbound by the performance of international diplomacy, has existed since we first discovered that we're not alone in the universe. As new borders are discovered and old ones redrawn across the galaxy, galactic leaders agree that it is time to legitimize this commercial forum so that all may benefit. In the coming years, independent traders and government agencies will be looking to establish a quasi-centralized hub for galactic commerce. We would certainly benefit were this hub to fall within Druskish space, so we can choose to promote one of our worlds for this purpose. Understood.
Situation log updated.
Ooh. And several recruits from our ground forces recently made a Halo insertion on the surface of Yidra 2 as part of a survival training exercise. When the recruits were picked up again after 2 months, one of them reported several findings indicating that an ancient precursor civilization had a presence on this world long ago. We should investigate this.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Alright, we found another precursor discovery. Perfect, we're already heading that way. So I thought it was. Oh, it's down there. Add it to the queue. So in order to have a candidate for the galactic commerce, we need to go to one of our planets and do a decision, which is a galactic market hub nomination. You can nominate the planet as a trade hub for the galactic market. So it costs us 1,000 energy and 150 influence. We got the energy, we don't have the influence. And that does not guarantee that you get it. What happens is it just puts you in the pool that can be then chosen, and you'd have to basically do another nomination on top, which is like 300, additional 300, just to kind of give extra weight to your nomination, and you still might not get it. If we were a heavily trade-focused empire, we would be much more invested in getting this because you have a discount on trade. I can't afford the influence cost, because as long as we're not doing influence, we're getting guys like this colonizing beyond our borders, because our borders are open since we love aliens, and we're not going to get all of them. We're going to have the Swiss cheese thing forever. Oh! The Sidmentian Ravagers, I forget where they are. These are a marauder empire. They're not a real, like, Conquer the Galaxy empire yet, but they are a force to be reckoned with, so they're mercenaries. They say, Druskite weaklings, our warriors, are on their way to plunder your systems. Face them in battle if you can muster the courage, or cower in fear until they have had their fill of your riches. You can, of course, offer tribute now to spare yourselves from the coming onslaught. If it is sufficient, warriors may be compelled to turn back. Yeah, space pirates. So we've got plenty of energy and minerals. This is not actually a problem. It's 2,000. We'll just send him some energy. Oh, pity. I suppose our warriors will have to look somewhere else for entertainment then. Your people are safe for the moment. Pyrodox! Thanks for the sub. That sounds like Paradox. Are you a fan of Paradox, or is it just a coincidence? This is a Paradox game.
Spaceport under attack.
Oh no, you said space pirates and here they are! Rebels and dissidents! Fleeing from Twitch! The chat has had enough. They founded an outlaw space fleet by modifying several civilian vessels into warships, calling themselves the Crimson Commando. Singular, just the Crimson Commando. These terrorists are spreading chaos and fear along our vulnerable trade route in the Poru system. Their lives have been rendered forfeit by the enormity of their crimes. Our order must be restored at any cost. Pirates. We don't need that scum. Where is this? Over here, they got a fleet 630. We can take them. But they are going to interrupt our trade route. Yeah, go bother the fanatical purifiers. Exactly. Okay, so it's mostly coincidence, but yeah. I was just curious. Okay, we can send our fleet right now, but it's saying that there's an upgrade, and I haven't actually been paying attention to our fleets at all. So this is our current fleet design. Actually, no, this is the upgraded. I'm not sure what's current on there. It's... let me look. I think it's the radar. Yeah, we got tier 2. Sure, we're here. It takes but a moment. So anyway, trade is being sent. We have a trade station up here. It's being sent south down to our capital. Dotted arrow lines. And we haven't been paying attention to protecting it. So you can protect it by actually patrolling fleets. Oh, Kadaro, thank you. I'm glad you've been enjoying this. This has been a lot of fun. Yeah, Prime. It's free, and it's awesome, and it helps me. Thank you. So, yeah, you can... The piracy here, though, has been building to the point where it reaches a tipping point, and they make a pirate fleet. And so we can send fleets to patrol it, which is totally possible, and if we're pacifists, it's fine. But long-term, I can't stand it because I'll forget where they are. And so we might end up having to have a space station as a patrol policing station.
Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
Okay, we have a... That was fun. That was my daughter, my 9-year-old, was telling me how she was just really excited that she was watching a behind-the-scenes making-of thing for the Narnia movies, and we're a big fan of the Lord of the Rings movies. And they were talking about the fact that the J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were best friends in real life, and it was talking all about that. And of course we love the series, the movies, the books, and so she was kind of geeking out over that at 9. It was awesome. So we have another transfer. Somebody wants to join us, be a leader. Den has always been a breeding ground for crafty and unconventional tactics. This is an Admiral. The problem is we are already over our leader capacity, and we found out that they'll just go home afterwards, which is not great. So I'm actually going to turn them down. You are too much of a loose torpedo tube. We already have an Admiral on each. We've got our renowned pirate Admiral here. And then we have G. Ito, our renowned Twitch follower. Both of which are already leading our fleets. Oh my. These guys are getting a little uppity here. These are the big... No, it's actually the other little guy. These are the big guys. They want to demand subjugation. We're going to deny it again.
Ships upgraded.
I have bad news. They are building a space station here. The Swiss cheese will continue. We will not get there in time. We don't actually have the influence to build it either. But the Tarblack has been secured after an extensive search of the seabed on Thurus Sangir. Using a small fleet of mini-submarines, the crew of the Sojourner finally managed to corner the elusive target of their search, the alive Tarblack. The shimmering creature, which defends itself by emitting faint psionic signals that produce a sense of dread in most organics, was brought aboard the science ship in a special water tank simulating a natural environment. The crew members on the ISS Sojourner that came into direct contact with the Tarblack will require extensive therapy, but the mission has been a success. Well, excellent. Sounds great. Totally worth it. Yeah, we don't have enough to do it, so he's gonna get it.
Mining station lost.
That's the pirates right there. Mining station. A battered fleet of small civilian vessels carrying the rackets. There's a species, the little mole people, they're called rackets. Anyway, fleeing from the Annihilators have arrived in our space. More refugees. Splitting the atom. I forgot we had... No, that's our Kareem. Yeah, that's our Kareem. So they're up to the Atomic Age. I think when we first met them, they were in like the Stone Age, and they might have been manipulated a bit, getting a little extra tech, but they have split the atom. Physicists from alien civilization on this Exodus 4 have managed to split the atom for the first time. With the discovery of nuclear fission, nuclear weapons are inevitably being produced, and nuclear power plants are coming online. The Kareem civilization has entered the critical phase where they suddenly possess the means to destroy their own world with the press of a button. And we're just going to keep watching.
Construction complete.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mining station lost.
That's just these guys being pirates. We're on our way. Ooh, a new alien. Interesting. Let's send an envoy. Yeah, we already manipulate their society into peaceful spiritualists, and then some rebel faction with some tyrannical ruler conquered the whole planet and turned them back into fanatical authoritarian tyrant people. So all of our efforts were lost. We kind of just sort of washed our hands of the whole thing. But Prime is ready for more direction here. Let's go ahead and put a monument up here. I'm not sure what we're going to turn the planet into, but it's going to be a good one. Whatever we dedicate it to is going to be good. Ooh. The Martial Order of Thorn has been founded. Because we keep getting all these new species. This is the downside of having all these species. Remember how we're just loving aliens and we're just letting everyone in? And I said most of the time I play where I don't let everyone in. The reason why I don't is this faction thing. These guys are coming in with different ideas of how this place should be run, and that we don't welcome that around here. Our way is the morally superior way. And so they have started a new faction, a militarist faction. We are pacifists. Authoritarian and militarist. Now right now they're starting small and they're very unhappy. And this unhappiness has their approval all the way down. They might leave the faction because they're just miserable lives. But as we know in real life, people will suffer through the misery in order to cling to the idea that they are correct. So they might be a thorn in our side. We'll see what happens there. More Sandor refugees. Yeah, they're just coming left and right. Another first contact. That is on a space station. there. A mysterious group that we can contact there. We've got 6 envoys. We can send one of our guys on the galactic community to that. Oh, good. We terraformed a world. Time to colonize it. Oh no. Tensions are brewing! On Excavus 4, nuclear war looms! If we do nothing, they will destroy themselves! We are their only hope. We can covertly infiltrate and de-escalate, or there's no further need for espionage and just let them go. These have been our little buddies all game long. We have infiltrated in the past. We're not against it. We're gonna try. For their own good. We're gonna try to de-escalate the situation. Yes, the planet will be turned into a tomb world. They're gonna nuke it into oblivion. Alright. The fleet that we encountered in the Hilo system is unlike any we've seen in this region of space. It does not appear to be aggressive. We can only speculate as to its origin or purpose here. Our best guess is that the fleet represents a faction without formal ties to any local authority or civilization. Proceed with caution. We gained a favor on these guys. First contact on a different first contact. We picked up readings of an unknown nature. The signal seems to follow some kind of repeating syntax, which could indicate a sapient origin. Should be investigated further. Seems to be concentrated around a single space station, though it's unclear whether this forms a part of a larger spacefaring civilization. We'll proceed. We got 2 different first contacts happening. This planet is not specializing in anything yet. Apparently, that racket people, they actually prefer tomb worlds. They're space rats. And so they actually don't mind colonizing that. We're going to wait till we can convert it to our own.
Hostile fleet engaged.
Picking out the pirates. Alright, Elias. Thanks for hanging.
Research complete.
Have a good night. We've raided the pirate station. The first fleet has destroyed a pirate station and recovered its strong room module. Alright, a little bit of cash. Very little. Finished the research of being able to make our own exotic gas. I'm pretty good at that. Myself. My irritable bowel. And we can build our own habitats. That seems okay. The Zulkor swarm. They're swarming insect analogs, usually both for their larger size and the fact that they are lithivores, feeding off rocks and minerals in the ground. One of the shuttles belonging to the Von Braun sustained serious damage when it inadvertently passed through a large swarm, and several Zerkars began to feed on its hull. The construction of the special containment facilities required to hold these creatures has already begun in the Museum of Exobiology on Twitch. Does that sound like our Twitch viewers? Excellent, excellent. More refugees, man. These guys are... Every time we get refugees, we're getting more intel, and look, they're just gobbling up the next ones. In short order, we're only 60 years into the game. These guys are conquering like a third of the galaxy.
Research complete.
Yes, we could do weapons. Do moats, though. It's a pain when you can't actually... When you have moats and you can't actually benefit from them. Edict fund. Are we using our edicts? Barely. Barely. We will eventually. Alright, we have reached an impasse, with the fleet identifying itself as the Ghost Ship. This unusual presence ignored most of our diplomatic overtures, but we can infer that it represents a neutral entity which stands apart from the galactic civilization. We suspect that if the fleet possesses any owners in the conventional sense, it would take extraordinary measures to reach them. With this in mind, we have summarized our findings for future teams of scientists to make use of, in case such an opportunity does arrive. Curious. That's all we're going to get. We get some influence, though. But this ghost ship
An alien empire
is going to just remain a ghost ship. And we successfully translated the language of the space station there. The independent space station of the Artisan Troop. Let's see if they want to talk.
An alien empire has established communications.
Headmaster Re-Kiki-T Trump. A visitor. This is a joyous occasion indeed. Oh, forgive my manners. I believe introductions are in order. We are the Artisan Troop. Our members have dedicated their lives in the pursuit of art, music, culture, and all other things which make existence bearable to a sapient being. Please, if you'd like to share in the wonder of our curations, do not hesitate to contact us. Interesting. In fact, we will contact them right away. So this is a... We've met the Salvagers before, but this is a... another like NPC group, and they help out with culture, so unity and such. So we are going to do several things here. We're going to become their patron. It's you, forgive me, I was stuck chasing a particularly elusive stanza. How can I help? We want to pay them to become their patron. That'd be very helpful, allowing us to try new ideas and take more risks in our creation process. We have a 10-year program with a one-time upfront cost, so we could pay 3,000, and for 10 years we get a 10% boost to our unity, and they like us more. Their opinion will jump by 20 points. Let's do it. Ah, this is what we would get if their opinion reaches 50. We're at 20 now. If their opinion reaches 50, we can organize a festival across our worlds, which will bring up happiness and, most importantly, population growth. I don't know how festivals result in more population or anything, but it's magic, right? But we're also going to commission some art pieces, so this is interesting too. For 600, we can gain access to a exhibit art monument decision that can enact on one planet with the following effects: extra amenities and a bunch of immigration pull. They cost 600. We're going to buy them out. They got 5 of these things. There's 1, 2. I do believe that's all 5. And now that we're at 70 opinion, we can have that festival. 15% happiness, 10% pop growth speed for another 1,000. It's a deal. The festival lasts 5 years. We'll just renew it when we renew the 10-year deal. Annoying administrative papers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our planets, the ones that we want to keep growing them. I guess we could nominate our cap. Let's see. Just so that maybe we can get lucky and see what happens. I'm gonna spend our influence and nominate. We just got a bunch of influence from meeting those guys. Meanwhile, we're also going to exhibit an arc monument. Prime. Arc monument down here. Find our other like big planets that we want to fill. Like this one. An arc monument. 1923. Art monument. This one. Let's do that one. Pidram once it's colonized. I think that's our last one.
Special project complete.
Yeah, chain stamping. Yep. I mean, You do you, man. Golantha herd secured. The Golanthas are large, flat herbivores that have evolved internal gas pockets, enabling them to hover a few centimeters above the ground. They move about in herds consisting of a few dozen animals, grazing on the mass and lichen that can be found on the windswept plains of the Sagar Flogger. They are ruthlessly hunted by the plant's apex predators, and our biologists estimate that only a few hundred Golanthan herds remain. One of these, consisting of 9 animals, has been successfully collected and will be brought back to Twitch. Excellent, excellent. I think there's 2 species left we're trying to collect. You guys are concerning. They're gonna gobble those up too. If we do find ourselves in a war, the resource that becomes all important is the alloy resource. This planet can give us alloys. To make alloys, you use up minerals. So this could give us a lot of minerals, and we could just make a lot of alloys here. Alternatively, we could just make this a lovely place for science or unity. It's tough to say. I'm a new alien species, though. I do believe that's another space station. I keep clicking those because I think I can spend it. Can't. Readings of unknown nature. The signals seem to follow some kind of repeating syntax. Yep. That's going to be another station over there.
Blocker cleared.
Those guys aren't getting along. So, when we discovered those L-gates, we got some nanites resources. And you can spend those to gain a bonus to your science, and we have been. But we're running out. So we're spending 1.86 a month. We're down to 16. So, less than a year. And we're going to run out of the nanites, so our science will drop down.
Complete.
Oh, good. We got that artifact done. It's a thorough investigation of Yidra 2 has unearthed evidence of a past Erassian presence. An away team from the Von Braun has managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship, which should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. +1, we were at 3. That's 4 now of the 6. We actually are close enough where I can discover a precursor insight now. And this will be available again, I believe that's, what is that, 1800 days, is that 10 years? It's 5 years. 10 years would be 360. 3,600. They don't do a 365, they go 360. So we'll do this.
Situation log updated.
Find another precursor discovery, and when that comes back available, we can purchase, we'll have 500 we need, we can purchase the other one, and we will discover the truth of the Erassians. Good, and the curators.
An alien empire has
This is that other space station. Greetings, Star Travelers, we are the curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in the ascendancy of the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge, an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinctions and barbarism. We failed. Few of us remain today, but we are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you for a price. Well met. Let's talk to them. Curator order. Can you aid us in our research? Of course, we're prepared to offer you limited access to our extensive databanks for a period of 10 years to provide a significant boost to the research. We require compensation. So basically, for 3,000, we get a 10% science boost for 10 years. Yes. Yes, we will. Also, what do you know about the L-Gates? We can spend 5,000. We're actually just shy of it. And they will give us an L-Gate insight. Let's have a look at our situation. The L cluster says we need 7 insights. We have a total of 1 to be able to find out what happens with the L-Gates. That'll have to wait. Fill up these planets. Do we ever finish the moat technology? Or are we still working on that? Working on it. This planet has... No, it's not this planet. It's a different one. Okay. Do more research. Need more consumer goods. If we wanted to boost that Galactic Hub nomination,
Blocker cleared.
it should be... There it is. 300. Not happening.
Construction complete. Special project complete.
Corinthia is secured. The small rodent-like creatures known as the Orinthi, over here, are native to the Sara Mafim, with their habitat where their habitat extends across most of the moon's diverse climatic regions. They breed at an extremely rapid rate and seem to have a particular fondness for chewing on electric cables. Procuring specimens was not a problem. In fact, after the initial creatures were collected, more of them made their way into the ship by hitching rides on the science ship's orbital shuttles. Exactly why the Museum of Exobiology requested Orinthi specimens remains a mystery. Well, excellent. Got one more of those to discover. Is our fleet sufficient? I think it might be.
Complete.
Ooh, we found the evidence of the past Arassian presence. The away team has managed to bring a relatively well-preserved artifact back to the ship. Should hopefully increase our knowledge of this ancient civilization. So we're getting closer. I think
Research complete.
our fleet might be able to take these guys on. They've got more total, but our 4,000 will focus on 1,000 at a time and just work the circle. Finish the edicts funds. Ah! Oh, a rare technology, psionic theory. Now this is good too. Ecological adaptation. That's an important one, but this one will come back more likely than the rare tech of psionic theory. And it just so happens that our people are spiritualists, which we've insisted all along that there's more going on behind the scenes. That there's more to this than just matter. That there's potential psionics. Yes. Sounds good indeed. there goes the nanites. Forgot about those. That'll go away in a second when month rolls over, should be.
Research complete.
There's the moats. Let's get the faster hyperdrive so we can get to where we need to go. And forget which planet it was that had all the moats. This one has some, but we're not going to worry about it here. Max moat harvesting trap. It's going to be you. And 2 here. And when you find...
Station engaged.
Let's pay attention here. Oh yes, one fleet is much faster than the other. Trying to take out their home hive. There's their little bugs swirling around, shooting at us. Mosquitoes. Some of the fleet's splitting off. We're not staying in the same spot here. Go. Moving on to that, and of course, we jump to the next one. But we are taking some damage. What I'm going to do, I don't think at this rate they'll be able to take on all of them, but we did manage to take one of them out. We're going to retreat. Burnley! Oh, you know what? You just reminded me. I didn't change the game information, did I? So this is still saying it's Mechabellum. It is not. This is Stellaris. A grand strategy game of conquering the galaxy. And forgive me for a second, I'm going to change the game info. And we're going to send our fleets home. When we do an emergency FTL jump, our fleets have a chance of something going catastrophically wrong and exploding on the exit. So this is not the greatest. And they are missing in action while they're lost in hyperspace for some time. So even though we were basically defenseless anyway, our fleet is nothing compared to what the computer's pumping out. That's just not our focus. We'll be even less than we were, so the computers will say, they're even more defenseless. Does that present an opportunity? So this isn't the greatest. We lost a ship, 5 more damage in the emergency FTL. Overall, we only lost 1 ship. So you can see we have 15 out of 15, 19 out of 20. We lost a total of 1, and the one that we lost only got lost in the emergency FTL. The reason why our numbers were dropping was as the battle continues, remember, I'm not controlling it, but as the battle continues, ships can make their own emergency FTL jump right before they get killed. And all of my corvettes are very good at doing that. And so they were all surviving the battle. They would return damaged, but we can heal them up and not have to replace them. Only 1 ship got destroyed. Yes, thank you for the typing it out there, Stellaris. It is my most played game on Steam and one of my most favorite games of all time. Because it's not just a good strategy game, and I love strategy games. I play Civilization, Master of Orion 1 and 2, if you're familiar with those. I mean, any number of strategy games of all types. So Total War, all the different types. This one is good on the strategy side, but it's amazing on the story side. So you actually feel like you've got your empire that you have crafted, you have grown, and it has a history that you've been through. Okay, Crown Prince Baby Drewski has leveled up. Someday he might be on the throne of Pastor Drewski. So he has so far been focused on archaeology, since we don't have any more places to scan and explore. He could have a salvager effect, so when debris is scavenged or researched, he might even salvage whole ships. We're not planning on having a lot of war and a lot of salvage, so not worried about that. If he assists research, we could have that planet build faster. He could just give us a little bit of science in general. 9 science total when we've got 900, so it's like a 1% science bonus. Or, if we have him go assist research on a planet that also is mining, those minerals, miners will be better at it. Also, he could just be better at assisting research, and this is what we're going to do. He's just going to be that much better at assisting research. So when he goes to a science planet, he will further increase that planet's research numbers. The Mishran Annihilators, who we, a couple years ago in the game time, we didn't even know existed. They have since been spanning the galaxy here, the third of the galaxy under their thumb.
Special project complete.
We could try to petition to ask to join this federation if it came to it. The Uddalorians are secured. The Sojourner has managed to collect a small group of Uddalorians from the icy surface of Queni Gircham. These white furry omnivores wrap themselves into tight balls and roll across the planet's snowfields at astonishing speeds. One animal was clocked at over 80 kilometers an hour. This aided in their detection since the passage of the rolling forms kick up huge plumes of swirling snow. Excellent, and I do believe that's our final specimen we need for the museum. All the specimens asked for by the museum have been secured. The museum has grown to a massive facility where artificial gravity generators and atmospheric processors are used to simulate the environments of over a dozen worlds. Visitors are journeying from all across the Drewskish Enlightened Kingdom to see its wonders. Excellent. So, we got a huge chunk of society research, 13,000, a little bit of energy, some influence, and a not insignificant 5,000 unity. Not bad. In fact, it was enough unity for us to gain a tradition. We could just start another tradition, but we're going to stay in this one. We're going to do the Pursuit of Profit. This will have our specialists increase 5% output. Specialists are going to be our scientists, our priests, our the guys who generate alloys and consumer goods, all of the higher level resources. So 5% increase. Not bad. I suppose on our way home, kind of do a flyby of the black holes that you guys were asking about earlier. Why are they still abandoned? The Trench World. This is Baby Drewski was sent over to check out this archaeological site. An extensive analysis of hundreds of canals on the planet's surface has been carried out. It is evident that the intricate canal grid is not formed by any naturally occurring geological process. It has been dug out with deliberate intent. Due to the considerable age of the trenches, having been carved out more than 100,000 years prior, and as such considerably eroded, it is difficult to ascertain how or why they were made. Well, keep digging. Keep digging. We must know.
Construction complete.
Ooh, greetings, Patron Drewski. This is our curators, the ones who are giving us Unity, and we're their patron. We've recently been forced to scrap most of our technical equipment due to a major malfunction. Would the materials and scrap be of any use to you by any chance? We could salvage the materials, get 500 minerals, but we got plenty. Or we can repair it, and they will give us 50 influence. Very important there.
Construction complete.
It seems that the scientists on our partner planet, this is Den, yeah, easy choice. Our partner planet have made several new and admittedly insightful breakthroughs in the field of terraforming. Despite their paranoid tendencies, it's fair to say that in this case, their technology has outstripped our own achievements. They're willing to share their insights with us in exchange for us not engaging with the galactic community. A steep price. They'll give us 75% of the technology of ecological adaptation. It's the one we skipped. But for 10 years, we have minus 100% diplomatic weight. Now, that sounds steep. Or we could send in the spies, which we're just not doing. Try to steal it. We could just say no. This sounds steep, but here's the thing. Our current influence is almost negligible. The number one guy is like 4,000. We've got 1.7. We're not at the point where we're ready to lean into the galactic community and try to influence what happens. And so, like, when we're calling in all our favors that we're building up, all that sort of thing. So we're not there yet. And so we don't actually have a say in whether or not these things pass. So I'm going to comply. I'm going to get the tech. I'm also going to add a half fleet to kind of assist these guys. Although we are not able to count ourselves among the true superpowers of the galaxy, that's very true, we have often been able to punch above our weight in the galactic affairs. This is largely down to the exertions of our envoy, Nicole O'Connor, who as aptly represents our interest in the galactic community and commands deep respect, even among this stridently opposed to all the Druskish Enlightened Kingdom stands for. As a result, even though not everyone may fear the might of our navy or long to match the depths of our coffers, they nevertheless admire the prowess of our diplomatic corps. Excellent! So for 10 years, we have 10% diplomatic weight, even though we just did minus 100%. Awesome. And the galactic market has been established. Beta Corvi. Not us. Our purple neighbors, though. So there's their station. This is the whole of the galactic market, right there. Right there. Okay. So they're going to get a discount on buying resources for the rest of the game, pretty much. We might be able to manipulate that in the future, but for now, that's where it stands.
Spaceborne life form encountered. Research complete.
Ooh, Not Gurner has leveled. Not Gurner is now a veteran. Veteran level reach for Not Gurner. Right now you've been governing on Ilix Prime. So you have been on our research planet. And if we... Are you on our council? No, Dutchy's the one who's on the council. He's getting old, 92. So Visionary here is not going to apply because it only gives an Empire effect, which is not bad. Pop-up trade value increase, but you're not on the council. I could have the planet itself increase resource generation, but we're not focused on resources here. We are focused on science. So I think we're going to go for the third option, where Gerner levels up himself faster, and the planet gets a little bit of pop growth speed. That's the main reason why we're doing it. These guys are actually growing. They're up to 8. That's unfortunate.
Research
I could
complete.
suppress them. Make their ethics a little less attractive. I've pointed this out before. Even though we are pacifists, spiritualists who also love aliens, what we are not is egalitarian or authoritarian. We are neutral on those two things. So us suppressing our factions is it's a gray area that our people will accept. Ah, but this is important. We've just discovered psionic theory. The mind is in many ways a reflection of the universe itself, a microcosmos. All species may not reach this insight, but their minds are tools greater than any other. Very important right there. Leader capacity, that'll help up right here. Monetary capital, very important tech coming up.
Council agenda ready.
Extra experience gained for our leaders, and either leveling up or just flat out skill points. So they're all going to get XP right here. And they all seem to level. We can further expand our council. We might be able to put Gerner on the council. Not Gerner. Does that add a new species trait? It's might, but not yet. That was the psionic thing. Meanwhile, our council needs to figure out what we're going to do. It's likely going to be to expand the council, but let's just have a look. We could increase specialist pop output. This will be when we start doing our space UN, but we're really not. I think we just want all the council. This would be space UN. All the council filled. All right, let's go down the list here. So here is Pastor Drewski. What is he going to be better at? He is currently increasing our empire-wide research speed by 6%. We can up that to 9. We could get a 10% bonus on just society, the green technology. A 2% to all science, instead of this is 3. But in addition, 1 extra research alternative. I think we currently have a -1 to our research alternative. So whenever we were getting a new technology, we only could pick from 2 and not 3. This would give us 3 yet again. Outposts are a little bit cheaper. We're not expanding that much anymore. Science ships and anomalies are faster and cheaper. We're not doing more anomalies. So it's going to come down to one of the sciences. The society focus makes a lot of sense. 10% is a big jump. We are, in fact, behind more on... It'd basically be like 29 more society research. So, not bad. Not bad. I'm tempted by the research alternatives. There's not a lot of ways to get research alternatives. And so that would mean we could have better chance of picking the right technology for the time. And I think I am going to do that. I think that's worth more than the 1% that hyper-focus, because this is 2, and this would gain us 3. Let's get the research alternatives, even though we're missing out on 10% society. Well, 8%. We're getting 2. You know, this is actually 2% across all 3. You know, it's kind of a 6%, right? Okay. Next up, Duchy. Duchy is our head of research on the council. So we could increase. He's giving us a 10% researcher output and minus 10% upkeep. That's the consumer goods. We can increase that to 15. Since we're negative consumer goods, that is interesting. Or make the planet he's on do better at alloys. Make the planet better at upkeep and districts and things, not something very important. Or make the planet better at refineries like the gas and different things, especially the strategic resources. I think it's going to be clear, though, we want the science. We have fallen behind. Outtro, or Admiral, we can further increase his ability to intimidate, which gives us a little bit more influence, which is probably what we're going to pick. Otherwise, his fleet could get gale speed or increase our overall naval capacity if he's on the council, which he is on the council. That would be a 50% increase to our naval capacity because we just haven't invested in that at all. Maybe that makes sense. No, let's do this. Elias. I don't know if he's still lurking. Elias could further increase his ability for archaeological excavation. When he researches anomaly, gets extra science. The problem is we're not doing any of these things. We're running out of archaeological sites. We're running out of anomalies. We're running out of surveys. This helps evade things, but we're not really exploring. Yeah, all of these are things that we're just not really using. Well, in case somebody attacks. We'll do the evasion. Okay, Cardella. Hyper focus, going from level 2 to level 3, so 3%. This is empire-wide science bonus. We could get another research alternative. I wish I had checked that. We could get terraforming and blocker clear across the empire, which we've already done most of the terraforming. Or empire-wide better archaeology and scientist experience gain. Well, if this is 3% versus 2% and an additional alternative, let's do that. But I would have done the society research had I realized. Alright, there's Gurner with another level. Not Gurner, rather. He's just going to give housing and amenities on the planet. Our pirate, Leicester Singh. Every enemy Empire ship destroyed would give us some cash, because he's a pirate. Or fire rates for small and medium weapons. It's very nice, too. Leader upkeep reduced, not worried about that. Sensor range, not nearly as fun. Let's do the gunship focus, because we are doing gunships. We don't have the technology for big ships, we've just got little ships. But our leaders are getting old. We're gonna probably have to start replacing some leaders soon. When that day happens, and I'll be sure to let you know. But there is the option to spend your channel points to name a leader after yourself. So we'll get there when we get there. Don't spend them now. But sooner or later, these guys are gonna get old and croak on us. Oh, they're offering us another, our neighbors, our neighbors. They're offering us another technology, but they want this time for us to clear relations between us and the Combine of Stellaris. Who is that? That's these purple guys. No. Plus, we already have 75% of that tech. They're bad. That's right, our fleet just got a better hyperdrive. Seems worth upgrading.
Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded.
The trench world. This is that artificial trenches made on this planet. Eons passed. Hold on. We gotta see this planet. Where are we? Right here. Eons passed. An unknown event triggered a shockingly swift ice age on Tyrol 2 Alpha that within a few decades left the entire surface covered in a crushing sheet of ice. The trenches were shaped by indigenous mole-like beings digging frantically in every direction between the bedrock and the undesirable of the glacier cover, underside of the glacier cover, all in a futile attempt to regain the surface. How an entire planet could be encased in ice in such a short period is utterly perplexing. The main working theory at present is that the ice blanket it was deliberately inflicted during some sort of conflict, but how and by whom remains a mystery. Amazing. Tech on the Climate Control Network. Alright, Baby Drewski. I do believe we've got another archaeological site. It is a debris belt. Our scans, we're going to go find this one out, but while he's on his way, we'll find out what it is we're getting into. Our scans of the Tagilian system show that its asteroid belt is of an unusual variety. Instead of the standard mix of rocks, ice, and space rubble that usually make up such formations, it seems to be the remains of a number of large artificial habitats. These must have been destroyed with incredible violence sometime in the last few millennia. Untold secrets may be contained within the resulting debris field, but it is so extensive that charting it could take us quite some time. We finished our technology. We have our own way to build habitats. Alright, so we can research habitats. These are some important technologies. We could get star fortresses, which even though we're not going to war, we can at least protect ourselves. Very important technology there. Alloy megaforges. We can upgrade our planets that are focused on alloys, which we only have like one. Yeah, Forge World. You get basically an increase to the alloys production, which is very important in war. Mineral purification plants. This would be our planets that are focused on mining. They get an upgrade. Or the rare technology to increase our Corvette hull points by 10%. 10% doesn't sound a lot, but this is a rare tech, and we have all Corvettes. So this would be a decent upgrade, and it's rare. The problem is Star Fortress is very important too. I think I'm going to grab the rare just because it's rare. Normally I'd be picking up the Star Fortress because we're not at war, but these things take forever to build, and I want to be prepared. But we're going to do the rare. Oh, I forgot to check. When we did that flyby of the Eternal Horizon, apparently, I didn't look closely. I apologize. But there is a dimensional horror hanging out in this black hole. That was why. You guys were asking why was that black hole not colonized. That would be why. There's a dimensional horror casually sitting right there. Do we have the ability to do crystals? This planet can have has a crystal mine on it. Looks like no.
Research complete.
More refugees. Okay. Another rare technology, but this is less useful. So this you can put on your star bases to detect cloaked vessels, but cloaking is such a gimmick. It's really not that useful, and this lets me detect the rare time when they are cloaking around us. I don't think we're worried about that. Instead, we could get energy for credits from technicians. We don't actually have that many technicians, or what we're going to do is just more research. It's from stations, not all research, but it's still more research. Our stations, we're getting 20 from physics, so that's like 2 more. 29, so 3 more. 52, 5 more. So we're going to get like 8 more science, but it's also pretty cheap. And it'll scale eventually. We'll have more and more. This is our last planet we were terraforming. Rantor 2 is now a tropical world. A unique situation has occurred on Rantor 2. Just as the terraforming efforts are winding down, our terraforming specialists have discovered that it's possible to tidally lock this planet. This occurring naturally can be quite a detriment to a colony. However, doing it during the terraforming process could allow us to exploit the endless solar hours the dayside would receive and generate an obscene amount of energy. We would still have to make a concentrated effort to set up the rest of our industry and housing on the twilight and the night side. We could set the planet spinning again, the risks are too great, or do it. We would lose out on 3 agricultural districts, 3 mining districts, but get a planetary decision to unlock the planet's potential. Let's have a look at the planet. The planet right now has poor quality minerals, so we don't care that we would lose mining districts. It has some natural beauty that would stay. There's no food districts to speak of, so we don't really care that those would be gone. But we've got a moderate amount of generator districts, so I believe this would add more and also give them more energy from it. This seems like a great idea. Do it.
Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded.
Alright, we've got our fleet somewhat upgraded. They're a little bit more effective, and we actually added most of another fleet. It should be enough to tip us over the balance. The latest newsletter from our friends at the Curator Order. Sadly, nothing much has been produced in the Enclave. Most of the artists have fallen into a deep melancholy from where no inspiration can be drawn. The mood is dire, but hopeful. Creation takes time, after all. Any donations that might help to the group rekindle their interest in material plane would be of tremendous help. We can donate, and for the low cost of 500 energy, we can get 50 influence. We have 20,000 energy, and we're getting 200 a turn. Yes. Have you organize another festival? More population growth speed. Yeah, we already have all our art pieces.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Research complete.
Nice. Our leader capacity goes up, and now we can have planetary capitals. And we have several more important opportunities. So, we could clear out the toxic help we have 1 in our empire. We're not worried about that. But more importantly, Galactic Administration. This would give us 1 whole new civic slot. This is a slot that we allocated at the very beginning of the game when we picked 2 civics to define who we are as a sloth people. This would give us a 3rd. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to take a while to gain the technology, but we'll get it. Plus, once we finish it, our planets that happen to have a large enough population can get a further upgrade on the capital building. Very nice. This is probably what we're doing. Alternatively, we could have a building that increases food generation on specific planets. It's a cheap one to get as well. And the Xeno Diplomacy. This would give us a flat 10% bonus across all of our influence. Remember, we were pretty sad. This is the sort of things that'll help us improve that. But also an embassy complex, which means another envoy. And an envoy is another 10%. So really, this is a 20% diplomatic weight increase. But we still aren't ready to try to put our finger on the scale of the galactic politics. We're going to go with the big one. We want that civic slot.
Construction complete.
Meanwhile, we have some motes that we can harvest. These are strategic resources that only certain planets have, so whenever you have it, you gotta make sure you pick it up. Our fleet is closing in.
Hostile station engaged.
I wish they would just pick one.
Colonization in progress. Research complete.
Wormhole travel.
Construction
We have a
complete.
wormhole. We're gonna check that out. But our fleet's finally picked one to stick with for the moment.
Construction complete.
Except this one's just kind of floating out in space, doing nothing important. He's just getting shot at by the neighbors. We're gonna have to back off again if this one's bugged out. We needed this 2,000 to be helping. It's just not helping. It's just stuck there. The other fleets are dying out. Oh, that's bugged out.
Complete.
Just hit retreat. Okay. We're gonna have our buildings and districts be cheaper. Further upgrade our planetary capitals. That was disappointing. We at least got one thing done, but the fleets getting bugged out is not a great thing to happen while you're trying to clear those. We've assigned our third envoy, so we got a 30% bonus to our position, but remember we have that minus 100% diplomatic weight. You get a minimum of 1,000 all the time, where somehow we're above somebody else, apparently. Not gonna go to that one. I was wanting to fill up the border and get 2 science, but there's 2 science plus strategic resource plus an anomaly I didn't even notice.
Research complete.
Sign of precursor activity. Might be our last one we need. Wow. I'm failing. There's that rare Corvette hull point. Would have been nice to have that a moment ago. Wasn't thinking about it. We're going to get a little more worker output. And more refugees arriving. Den is willing to share some more science on advanced cloaking fields, but our exploration is put on hold for 10 years, so survey speed is reduced by 50%. We haven't surveyed anything in 10 years, so yeah, we'll comply. More free tech.
Construction complete.
Oh. Not sure what happened there, but something happened down there. More refugees. These guys are just wiping everything out.
Encountered.
Ah. Greetings, Patron Drewski. We have come up with a gorgeous new type of architecture, specifically tuned to improve crowds' understanding of one another. A ministry of culture. It functions thanks to a mix of using the populace's subconscious bias against each other and art, then smashing it all and presenting it in a new form of unity. Would you like to purchase the building? It will surely prove useful to binding your empire together, and it's a bargain, if I may say so myself. Of course we will. Unity. Ministry of Culture. This building costs 2,000, but it's going to give us culture worker jobs, which generate unity, and the planet-wide buff of 15% unity as well. It's totally a deal. We need to dedicate a planet to unity generation. We've failed to do so far. Normally I do that fairly early.
Research complete.
Could be this one. Oh my. Heidi's the Scion of Vargos, a new galactic paragon. This is the latest DLC, so you can have another leader join you. We already have one of these. On turning 20 years old. Oh no, that wasn't that. This is the child we found in the tube, right? Like, this is Ecadius is ready to assume the responsibilities of adulthood. In the time since his resuscitation, he has absorbed our teachings with fervor and determination. Despite his prestigious skill and boundless intellect, he remains humble. Science has long been his passion, fueling his drive to uncover the truth of his past as well as the purpose of the broken relic he was found with. To his peers, he is simply known as Kaides. It is time to plan his next steps. Hello! He's a legendary paragon. Standing tall, Kaides observes the situation in his own response to it. His gaze falls to his hands. They are remarkably steady. He is prepared for this day. I am ready. So greetings, Kaides. We can say hi. Yes, let's first say hi. The young man nods and takes a breath. I have dreamed of this day. I have anticipated for as long as I can remember. I stand ready and willing to serve. I could say there will be enough time for that, but first, what do you seek? And when you find what you seek, what then? So first, let's ask it. What does anyone seek? To know themselves, to understand their place in the universe. I believe the key lies with the relic. With your aid, I will commit myself to recovering the remaining pieces. But do not mistake me. This is no vain quest for selfhood. I'm convinced that the power of this object will prove a great boon to our people. He pauses. I am indebted to you for saving my life. I need to find answers, and I need your help. And when you find what you seek, what then? Kaides looks up proudly. Baby Drewski is here for the occasion. A weighted question with many answers. In short, you have given me a home. Wherever this journey takes me, whatever I learn, I will share it with you. On that, you have my word. We can enlist him as a scientist. He has an erudite trait. So that means this leader will always have the +1 trait option, and monthly will give us research. He has a nebulous past. So he is evasive if he ever bumps into something. That's scary. Sublight speed. Oh, time spent missing in action. Yes, reduced. Archaeology, excavation speed increased. But the leader lifespan is increased by 10 years. Where does he come from? Who placed him in cryostasis? And why was he released? The unanswered questions of this past fuel this leader's thirst for knowledge. Finally, he is also an archaeologist. So yeah, we'll absolutely enlist him.
You have my gratitude.
It will put us over our leader capacity. That's going to be acceptable. He's going to need a ship. This planet is all out science. Focus on that. ISS Cortez. It's going to be his new ship. Sadly, Baby Drewski's already doing that archaeological site. I don't know if there's another one available to us. He might just be sitting assisting research for the rest of his life. It does look that way. But we'll let you do it on our capital. We can activate the Omni Codex again. And we can activate the Precursor Insight. But, right before we do, a series of deep boreholes on the surface of Roanum 3 are all that remain of the Rassian mining operation that was active in this world. The Von Braun has conducted a thorough surface scan, but we have yet to find the remains of any mining facility.
Situation log updated.
So he will work on that. As far as our precursors go, that should be our last one, so I don't need to buy one. Oh. Upon initial investigation of the relic, Kaites has reported an unusual experience. After physical contact, visions have appeared in his mind. Images of people and places, memories of a long-forgotten past. Although he has yet to discern their full meaning, some of these visions depict real locations. Kaites is calling for a special project to explore them. Curious. 3 different points of interest.
Situation log updated.
I shall mark them. They are all over the galaxy. One's at home, though. You can go check it out. Not sure why it's not showing up, though. Ship graveyard in the tap room says. It's not that one. Yeah, they're mislabeled.
Construction complete. Spaceborne life form encountered.
I still need to come up with a planet that's going to be my Unity generating world. It might just be this one. Which one was that? Pidrum Prime? Let's see if we can't add people to Pidrum Prime. 3 random pops. Send them to Prime, I guess. I have no idea what sort of species we keep adding. Like, I can't keep track of all these now. This is why I almost never do a xenophile empire, because you gotta have all the refugees and everything. It's too many to keep up with. Ooh, Falling Kite's vision has led us to this planet in the Taprib system. Dense jungle covers more than 90% of its land area. That sounds like my planet. Yeah, he's just on Taprib Prime. Prepare for planetary exploration.
Situation log updated.
Alright.
Research complete.
Archaeological project completed. This is important. After investigating the boreholes on Runum 3, our archaeologists found the fossilized remains of over 100 Erassian miners at the bottom of one of them. They appear to be more victims of the Jarvan pox that brought out about the fall of the Erassian Concordat. In a futile attempt to keep the disease from spreading, their comrades dumped the bodies down one of the boreholes before the planet was evacuated. It's an interesting find, but it is also our final clue that we needed for the Erassian artifacts. So it gives us some science, but this means we're going to have another message. Or we should. There it is. The Erassian home system has been located. After intense study of our recovered Erassian artifacts, scientists on Twitch have managed to deduce the exact galactic coordinates of Eras, the home system of the ancient Erassian civilization. We should launch an expedition to the system before someone else beats us to it. Contact the nearest science ship. There's now a new planet somewhere. You gotta find this. Ah, there it is. There it is.
Construction complete.
Alright, lots going on. Technology research, wormhole travel. We can travel through wormholes now. Let's get this mining drone laser out of the way. And we've got a new civic slot. New research. Let's get the ecological adaptation out of the way as well, and we can reform the government. Currently, our civics are a heroic past and philosopher king. So this gives us leader. We went, at the beginning of the game, we focused on our leaders. We wanted all of our viewers and anyone who is watching the stream who has got a hero named after them, we wanted them to live long and prosper. And so our leader's starting trait increased, our leader negative traits decreased, and experience gain increased. But now the question is, what do we add to this? We can add farmer output. We can add the ability for an extra upper level of society of aristocrats. We can make our people ascensionists, meaning that we would ascend our planets up into like a more than a utopia, but that's a late game thing with lots of unity. We can have catalytic processing, which we basically turn food into alloys instead of minerals. Now we got plenty of minerals, not a lot of food. Not doing that. Corvée system, so we can move populations around without costing unity and get some pop growth. Yeah, the absolute right of the state to decide where the citizens live and work. Cutthroat politics. We can have edicts be cheaper, some code breaking. This is just basically, you know, backroom deals, that sort of thing. We could have a death cult, because why not, right? The society's religion is built around periodic ritual sacrifice, so we could be sacrificing some of all of the species that have been joining us. The refugees, they could be given the honor of being sacrificed. We're probably skipping that. This is probably what we're doing. The diplomatic corps. 2 more envoys, 10% more diplomatic weight, and that those envoys mean each one of them is 10%. So this is essentially a 30% diplomatic weight boost, along with some trust cap growth from if we make a council position out of this. Only governors can do that on the council. Alternatively, we can have efficient bureaucracy. This will make edicts cheaper to maintain. More efficient priests, we get more unity out of those. We got be environmentalists. We've already been clearing most of the blockers. That helps you get rid of blockers. You actually get unity and resources science from just keeping those forests instead of flattening them. Feudal society, that's if you have a lot of vassals. We don't. Free haven. Now this is thematically fitting. We're a free haven, so the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, all are welcome here, regardless of their species or origin. Like, we could do that. Immigration pull, like, that could be a thing. I just don't think it's going to help us because I don't have migration treaties with anyone, really. I can't afford the influence cost, so we're not doing immigration that much. We're getting refugees, but it's not an ongoing immigration. Building cost reduction in slots. This is good at the beginning of the game, not now. Masterful crafters. This is the most powerful one in the game, I think. Still, it was at one point. We're just not min-maxing though. This basically means that you can get extra consumer goods and trade from your consumer good production and building slots. I'm not going to go through every last one. I apologize. The Vaults of Knowledge is another new one. Leaders start at one level higher. You can build a Vault of Knowledge building. It produces unities and increases leader experience gain based on the destiny traits acquired, and extra counselor skills, and it will increase our leader level up. So this helps leaders overall, which does fit our theme. However, I think if we're going to have any chance at winning this on a Grand Admiral difficulty, it's going to be through diplomacy at this point. We're kind of focused on that now. So we're going to do diplomatic core. Now, I could undo some of these other ones, but we've stuck with them all game. Like, it's kind of our thing now. Okay, so it automatically undid the Grand Storyteller in case we wanted to have the High Ambassador. I think we still like the Grand Storyteller. So we're going to still have Cardella doing that. That's been his gig all along. Our fleet's ready for another go. Hopefully we don't bug out again. That's right, we have our wormhole. We need to find out where that goes. We have a scientist nearby. We do not. Elias will have to check that out after he goes to Arras to check out the ancient precursors.
Research complete.
Crystal mines. Can now mine crystal. I just need to see if we have any around. I know we have at least one on a planet. I don't remember which one. Doesn't look like it.
Hostile station engaged. Research complete.
We're going to briefly buff our shields and armor. I don't think we have ammunition. We've got lasers and beams. There's that embassy complex. We're gonna do that. We're gonna start having some real diplomacy value happening here soon. Even though he's gone up from 4 to 5.
Engaged.
Don't know if we'll keep up. A big part of it is just you need to own a fleet. So we'll do that eventually too.
Special project complete.
Ooh, the Erassian homeworld. We've finally arrived. This is the ancient precursors. Erassia, the former homeworld of the Erassian Concordat. Someone has relatively recently, within the last 2,000 years, gone through the trouble of systematically bombarding every square meter of the moon's surface from orbit. Possibly a misguided attempt to keep the Javarian pox from resurfacing. Despite this, the surface is still covered in the fossilized remains of the billions of Erassians who succumbed to the plague in the final years of their empire. By the time it had spread to their homeworld, most of the worlds in the Erassian Concordat had already fallen, and their ancient alien vessels were in open revolt. Vassals were in open revolt. Judging by the ancient satellite logs recovered from orbit, the mood among the population on the Erassian homeworld was largely resigned by this point. The widespread panic that accompanied the first outbreaks on the pox on the colonies was largely absent, as most had come to accept the fact that the end was drawing near. We have found a sample, seems like a great idea, of the Javarian pox. We've also found a bunch of minor artifacts. We need to check how many we can carry. And a massive 18,000 physics research, 10,000 unity, 10,000 minerals, and an artifact action to unlock the secrets of the Erassians. Yeah, we can hold the 500, 200. We're at 800 out of 2,000. Here's the new relic, the Pox sample. Enables Pox orbital bombardment stance. Biological warfare. So increase the likelihood of discovering biotechnologies just by having it. And leader lifespan plus 20 years. That's very nice. Keeping all of our Twitch viewers here in the game. Active effects. We can use the Javarian Pox sample to add 50% to our biology research speed for 10 years, which is pretty amazing since that's the entirety of no, that's society, not biology. So we'd have to look and we have to see, like right now we're currently doing a diplomacy category. So when we're doing a biology category, we can buff it 50% faster. It means we have to pay attention to it. Not the easiest. Also, we have a new system, so he's going to explore that too.
Complete.
I do think we're going to have to upgrade our ships eventually, so we're going to research that. Let's go back to our fleet. So slowly but surely make progress, clearing this out.
Construction complete. Hostile station engaged.
It was only 50 years in the making, but we have finally cleared out the system.
Research complete.
And the Artisan Troop want to renew their deal. Yes, that was a productive 10 years. Now they've upped the cost to 4,000, but we can do it. We got 33 in the bank. Allied Mega Fortress. There's our Star Fortress back. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to make sure we have that.
Construction complete.
My eyes. Kind of just make the swarm guys floating around in there. Alright, the asteroid hives finally defeated. Our forces have managed to smash the alien hive asteroids in the Ditram system. They are once again dormant, and we are not detecting any more of those vicious attack craft. One of the asteroids is still reasonably intact, despite the damage inflicted upon it. We should consider dispatching a science party to see what we can find inside it. Prepare an away team.
Situation updated.
Meanwhile, Den has more things for us. Insights into the exchange for us to not engage with the galactic community. 10 more years of no diplomatic wait, but they would give us subterranean colonization, 90% of the tech. And once again, we're not really ready. We saw how the other guy was so much farther along. So I'm doing it. When we are ready to be on the diplomacy, we won't be doing that sort of thing, but we're not ready yet. Keep these things, getting our consumer goods from falling behind. And I think once we finish exploring our system here at Arras, which... where is our scientist? Oh, you went too far. We need to survey that first. Elias thinking he can make his own decisions. Okay. Lower upkeep from jobs. That'll help out with our consumer goods and food.
Research complete.
Oh, this is our chosen one guy. The perils of the wild jungle. This is we're living here. We got a colony here. The perils of the wild jungle have proven difficult to safely navigate more than once. More than once, Kaides has narrowly escaped the jaws of death. Even so, drawn by mysterious force, he pressed on, only to discover the overgrown remnants of a massive structure. A crumbling stairwell led into a pedestal far above the canopy. There, resting on a plinth of black metal, was another fragment of the relic. Almost instantly, Kaides was plunged into a vision. What did he see? The event Ghosts of the Past happens. +1 vision explored. Ghosts of the Past. The vegetation peeled back, giving way to a green vista, a beautiful tamed world with animal enclosures the size of large forests, containing species from all over the galaxy. Suddenly, the visions jolted Kaides into a room inside a larger building. One wall depicted a map of several star systems. 4 stood out clearly from the rest, unconnected by hyperlanes. Back aboard the ship, Kaides set the newest piece of the relic alongside the existing one. Humming and visibly drawn towards one another, they fused. The relic appeared strengthened. Excellent news. Ooh, we can get space trains. Space trains are happening. Hyper relays. We gotta get the tech there. Alright, Kaides has more to explore. He's gotta go... I think we're gonna go this way first. If we can find our way there. Because these guys might not exist by the time we go up to the north and back again. These guys... The Annihilators might take it out. This is dangerously close to the border.
Research complete.
Get the... I know it's not a great building, but we're going to still have the revitalization. Cryo. Saito. I wasn't even reading it. Saito. Okay, research agreement. Renew. I could ask them about the L gates. We've got the money. Let's do that. What do you know about the L gates? Like the other gateways, they predate even the oldest stagnant ascendancy. We're sure you have figured that out already. Why are they different? Where do they lead? We have opted not to delve too deeply into these particular mysteries. Thrice bitten, 0.17 shy, you know how it is. But we're willing to share some recent revelations that just might be related, for a price. Please do. Salvagers can increase our research, yeah. Need to pay attention to this. This only lasts 5 years. 15% engineering research, though. Cool breeze! Yes, we're pacifying it, whether they like it or not. I'm actually winding down. I think we're going to be... We finally found the homeworld of the precursor civilization that was here long before we were. We were trying to scan it, but I accidentally sent our ship the wrong way. So he's on his way back. We're also investigating the hive asteroids that were a thorn in our side for some time. And there was that debris belt asteroid field here. We're not the first to discover the debris belt in the Tigeron system. A craft so small that our researchers dubbed it a space cabin has been found, containing the remains of a single toxoid alien and a considerable number of data crystals. Judging by the rate of decay, our best guess is that this alien expired only a few centuries ago. Interesting. Keep checking it out. Yes, for their safety, absolutely. Go. It's going to eventually be a sector with a couple more planets once we can convert those tomb worlds.
Special project complete.
Alright, this is the Hive. Our science team has finished exploring the massive network of tunnels and chambers running through the Hive asteroid in the Ditchum system. No live specimens of the spaceborne creatures that attacked us were encountered, but the scientists did find the remains of some kind of birthing chamber. This has given us a great deal of insight into the life cycle of these entities, further expanding our understanding of galactic biology. Excellent. Just a little bit of science and things. Oh. Found an ancient gas giant structure in the new system here, the Ras system. A large derelict space station is trapped in a slow terminal orbit inside the atmosphere of the gas giant. Its gravitational stresses will likely destroy it completely within the next few thousand years. It has not yet drifted deep enough into the atmosphere to make it archaeological expeditions of the station impossible, so we can check that out. And we will. That popped up, I was reminded of something. Oh, yes. We can discover the secrets of the Irasians. We're gonna do this. Spending 750 of our artifacts, we're gonna find out what other secrets might they have. A special project has been unlocked. Acknowledge. 4 months. Alright, what do they want now? Den is saying to put exploration on hold, or at least slow us down. And they're going to give us 60% towards mineral isolation. I think we're okay with that too. We're only exploring the one planet, one system. Now I'm upgrading this starbase because we're going to make that a police station. I keep forgetting that we got trade coming through.
Construction complete. Special project complete.
Secrets of the Irasian. We've successfully managed to integrate the Irasian artifacts into our research process. Their insights into biological research will greatly aid our own. We've gained the Cyto revitalization, that was the tech we just started researching, progress on the Irasian naval yard technology, and a modifier, the Secrets of the Irasians, 20% bonus to all biology research and 5% growth speed.
Research complete.
There's the Irasian naval yards. This gives a starbase building, which gives +1 shipyard capacity. I don't even know what that does, because we could just build a normal one, which is shipyard capacity. But maybe this gives ship build speed faster. The naval tradition was unmatched in their time. The shipyards produced a constant stream of ships for their navy and merchant fleets, which would ultimately be their downfall. With so many ships, such a high reliance on them, the Irasians were powerless to quarantine the disease that would claim their empire. I want to research it, but that's a lot. 71,000 is a lot. It will stay around. It doesn't go away. So I think instead, I'm going to get... let's get the fleet command limit so we can merge those fleets. I think we're almost done exploring Aras, and then we will call it a day. I've got a board meeting this evening, and before that, I'd like to spend some time with the kiddos, dinner and all that. So we're winding down, watching as Elias finishes exploring. He's already found an archaeological site. We've got some neighbors checking this place out too. They need to know it's ours. Some decent resources. You got a bunch of exotic gas and alloys. This generally, this particular precursor, when you start a game, there's a few different precursors that you might get. You only get one, but you're pulling from a pool, and this one's considered to be on the bottom half. The pop growth and such is okay. The research is okay, but there's some pretty nice precursors out there. So it's really not a good precursor. So this home system, it's got some stuff. We'll take it. But if we were to trade it out for one of the other ones, there's some much better ones out there. And the hyper relays are done. We can make space railroads. And we're going to get more research complexes. Construction ships can finally get back to work. More refugees arriving. More refugees arriving. And we're going to buy some rare crystals. It's expensive, but we're going to buy some rare crystals in order to allow us to build the space railroad. Hyper relay has begun. Oh, we have 2 L gates. I didn't realize we have 2 of them. Be problematic. Wait, these all cost... I don't want to do that. That one's okay. Not everyone's going to get the upgraded building. We're getting 1 exotic gas a turn, and we're about to spend like 7 or 8 a
Construction
turn.
complete.
I don't have... So the mechanics are a gun battery is not just going to shoot at enemy ships, but it also provides a trade protection stat of 5. If you have the hangars for fighters, you actually have a double that. You have a trade protection of 10. It also increases your protection range by 1. Now this system is not going to create a lot of piracy, this whole place. Max piracy is 1.7 here, 4, 5.6. So we only need a little bit of policing to keep that down. And so we're going to build a gun battery. It will change it out to a hangar when we get a chance. And then we're going to just do anchorages. Anchorages increase your naval capacity, so you can have a bigger fleet. So this will be a hybrid station. It's just going to do a little bit to keep the nuisance of the pirates at bay, but it's going to more importantly give us naval capacity. Ah, there's some
Ships
science from there.
upgraded.
So 10 of each.
Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded.
And there we go. Need 3 more, probably 3.5 more influence. We can claim Arras. Yeah, we still need half a point. We're at 74. There we go. All right. Well, we've accomplished quite a bit. We have discovered the ancient precursors. We've raised up our chosen one child who's now seeking out his destiny among the stars. We've met the Mishuran Annihilators, our arch nemesis apparently on the other side of the galaxy as they gobble it up. Yeah, the Annihilators are absolutely looking scary, and we're not really in any way prepared to deal with them at all. There's literally nothing we're doing. In fact, we should just build a spy network.
Construction complete.
Who am I still trying to improve relations with? I'm not necessarily, because we could potentially steal their technology. We could sabotage them. We could do a few things. They're not great. They're not a lot of great options. The Kareem, yeah, that's our little guys. Okay, yeah, they'll let us guide them now. I haven't checked them in a while. So they're in the atomic age. These guys, what our goal is we want to make them into a protectorate. We want to have them as a people under our wing. Helpful and peaceful. You never know. They're annihilating bad things. You know, they're annihilating poverty, annihilating sadness. They're just bringing peace and order to the galaxy. It's. I mean, that's all Darth Vader was trying to do. Right? Peace and order. We're going to try to convert them towards us instead of being this. Is the spying part of the game just fluff? It is just fluff. It needs a total rework. They've already done a total rework and it needs another one, I think. Unfortunately. Okay, are these people... They're already friendly. I don't think I need to keep improving research with them. What else do we have? Improving relations. These guys like us too, but it is falling. We have a commercial pack. We're fine. We can move this. Okay, that's all the envoys. We just put like 20% more here. Got some research. There's the Star Fortresses. A rare tech to increase hull points on the defense platforms. Not as urgent to get as some of the other things, because defense platforms, they don't do a lot for us unless we're actively at war. We might just do the minerals here. We've got plenty, though. I'll do the minerals. The Faculty of Archaeology Studies. I do think we're going to do that. That's a great science building. Also, the debris belt, as they were poking through the station's electronics, one of our archaeologists accidentally triggered some still functional security measures left by its creator. As a result, our team was locked out of the station systems for a considerable time before the right countermeasures could be deployed. We lost 3 clues. It slowed us down. Alright. We've claimed the system of Arras. We're building on it. We've got our spies in order, our envoys sent. This place. More things to do. Okay, what do we got here? Cardellet. Yeah, Cool Breeze, yeah, they didn't want to... it's like, why bother? I know there's... It's like it checks the box. Oh, we have spying. It checks the box off. But if you're not going to do it right, why bother? I heard a story about an RTS, can't remember the name. It was well received, lots of people liked it, but you had to press keys to like zoom, unzoom the map. The devs were interviewed about why they didn't put it on the mouse to scroll. The answer, they had not thought of it. Yeah. I'm glad that nowadays most controls are intuitive. They're almost standardized. Like, you can just join a game and you don't have to go through the 20-minute tutorial of here's how to move the camera, because it's pretty well accepted in every game how to move the camera. One thing that annoys me, though, is Mechabellum. You like scroll the map by holding down the right mouse button, and if I'd hold down right mouse button in here, I rotate. And so several times during the stream, you might see the suddenly like jarring rotation. It's because I just want to move, and that means I have to like edge scroll. All right, enough on UI. I'm gonna spend some time with the family before I have a meeting this evening. This has been fun. We did a little bit of Mechabellum earlier today. We've made a lot of progress here. We've met our arch nemesis. This is a concern, certainly a concern for the whole galaxy. We'll see how it plays out in future games. But the Druskish Enlightened Kingdom lives on. So with that, I'm going to pick the outro here. Supposedly, the outro is supposed to be playing a thank you to all for watching, and I can't get it to work. So imagine me saying thank you to all in text form, and not just verbal form. Yeah, thanks, Cardell.